at a time.
I like the product very much. I wake up in the morning, I'm wide awake, and I'm raring to go. I'm almost 76, and I'm working 2 different property management companies 6 days a week, and I was really, really dragging. I mean, I could barely get myself to work. And it all culminated when I started taking Balance of Nature. It didn't happen right away. I had to take it for a little while. And all of a sudden, I just made a mental note, hey, I'm feeling better. And I am, so I really like this product.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Start your journey to better health today by calling 1-800-2468-751 or by going to balanceofnature.com, and make sure to receive the special radio offer by using discount code USA.
Former President Barack Obama is warning Americans to plan for a long period of economic turmoil. Obama took part in a virtual town hall meeting that aired on YouTube.
I don't want people to think that this is going to be just a short-term thing. And the economic effects are going to continue to ripple out. And we haven't seen, I think, all the impact that's going to occur.
Obama has been receiving a little bit of heat over the fact that his wife, Michelle, recorded a PSA saying you should only go outside if it was necessary. And then Barack was seen on a golf course. New White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany says China mishandled the early coronavirus outbreak there.
But I will echo the president's displeasure with China. It's no secret that China mishandled this situation. Just a few examples for you. They did not share the genetic sequence until a professor in Shanghai did so on his own the very next day.
McEnany holding her first formal briefing. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Working from home? I'm Chad Dodd, veterinarian and consultant to Limp Bells. Here are some tips for keeping your dog fit while staying at home. Find 15 minutes twice a day and walk your pet at a decent pace around your place. Play hide and seek by hiding some kibble or favorite toys and letting your dog find them. If you have stairs and your dog is mobile, walk up and down twice a day for 5 to 10 minutes. Or better yet, try a power walk on your terrace or backyard for some fresh air. There are more helpful pet care tips at youmove.com, spelled youmove.com.
As states slowly and safely begin to reopen some businesses, Republican Senator from Louisiana, John Kennedy, tells Fox News we need to start doing something fast, and he says Louisiana needs to reopen.
For some time now, Sean, the state and federal governments have been running the American economy, essentially, and the Louisiana economy. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? It's been a nightmare on Elm Street. I understand why we had to shut things down, but we can't sustain this. Number one, the economy will collapse, and number two, at least the people in my state are just going to stop complying. My governor has said he's not going to make a decision until May 15th. I respect that, but he hasn't been able to completely convince the people of Louisiana. Many of my people are opening up. Many Louisianians and many Americans, many of us can't earn a living behind a laptop. Many of us don't live in the Hamptons.
Louisiana, and specifically New Orleans, was one of the areas hardest hit, although things now do look like they are leveling off in that state. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
The following is an America Matters Media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
Welcome to this evening's episode of Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and we are a production of America Matters Media, the home of quality conversation. You can check us out on the web at americamatters.us. That's americamatters.us. We are also on Facebook at facebook.com/Reno Rush Hour. That's also my Twitter handle, so you can follow me there, like me on Facebook. We're also on the YouTube, so we are a multimedia sensation. And this is an interactive program, so we do want you to get involved. 844-790-TALK. That's 844 844-790-8255 if you want to call in, and that's toll free from anywhere in the world, so we'll pick up the tab even. So it's really easy. You can text if you don't want to hear your voice on the radio, although I don't know why not. 775-237-2266, or you can drop us a line in the Facebook Watch Party comments box. So there's lots of ways to get involved with us today. And I've got special guests with me from the Comstock Distillers. I've got David Murphy and Nicole Grimes, and we're going to be rocking and rolling on this fabulous Friday here.
That's right.
On May Day, baby. God, it is a May Day, May 1st, 2020.
Yep.
We are going to be kicking it off, and it is Taurus season. My birthday is next Saturday.
Nice.
Nicole's birthday is this month. Lots of power concentrating in this room today.
Absolutely.
So we want you to join us. So again, I'll give those numbers out. 844-790-TALK, 844-790-8255, text 775-237-2266, or drop a line in the comments box on the Facebook Watch Party that I'm going to kick off right now. I'm not even going to put any BS text. I'm just going to drop it. So get in here with us. We are all fired up. We are small business people in this room. I am the CEO of this company, America Matters Media, with my COO, Christian Meyer, behind the desk there. And we've got these folks who run the Comstock Distillers. The Frankovich Manhattan is what that is, primarily. This beautiful bottle that I hold in my hands. Look at this. I'm going to put it on this thing here, over here too, so you can see this. This is old school, folks. This is what I come from. My mom just walked out of the studio a couple minutes ago, and we're from the East Coast, and East Coast is old school, and this is what you call a conversation piece. This is the kind of stuff we had on our bar that just kind of sat there, like the Galliano bottle, like the those bottles, those big glass bottles that
everybody
had to have. And it was just, it spoke of class, it spoke of distinction, it spoke of, the times when you would have your neighbors over, and you talked about the issues, and you talked about what was going on, and you talked about, what was happening in the day, and you talked about what those idiots were doing in Washington and why, and what was going on, and I remember.
It's when we were more connected. Mm-hmm. They say we're more connected now with the cell phones.
That's not true.
But it's not true.
No.
Face-to-face interaction is what forms bonds between people and relativity in itself.
You have to be able to look people in the eye.
Yep.
You have to be able to sit in front of people and sit with people and feel that energy and exchange those ideas and talk about the things that you hear and the things that you see, and exchange the ideas and the emotions.
You have to
and
be able to
feelings.
see facial expressions.
See body language.
Exactly.
Emotions.
But not just hear.
Or read.
Words and language.
Right.
I mean, people can't even write language properly anymore. Really. I mean, if you look at some of it. So, body language is a thing. People express themselves in multiple ways.
Right.
And so conversation, discussion, communication is a thing, and we need to have more of it.
We need to bring it back.
I believe so. And that's kind of, the point of what we do here at America Matters Media, and why I wanted to have you guys on, because there's stuff going on today that's unprecedented.
It is.
It really is. And I think it needs to be talked about more than just on Facebook and on social media and the mainstream media, and even alternative media. I think there are messages that are being put out in different ways for different reasons. Mm-hmm. And I think there are other messages that are being stifled.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think as time goes on, us, the American people, are starting to make our voices heard. I'm listening to the news today, yesterday, and the day before, and tomorrow. We need to get out, get back to work.
I think so. I think we need to just get out. I think we need to get out and get back to life.
So, exactly.
What, in whatever form that is. Not every, I think, my mom would just she tried to go to Trader Joe's and she said, I just wanted to go in and look around. I said, Mom, you're not allowed to do that. You have to go in, get what you need, and get the hell out and go home.
Yeah.
Right?
And she's like, oh, I forgot. Right?
Yep.
What is that? What do you mean I have... I had to tell my poor 81-year-old mother that she can't shop.
But she can go to Walmart with everybody in the country there, and it's fine.
Well, right. And but even still, you're not supposed to.
Right.
But says who? And against what law?
Well, the thing is there's, our amendments are being, and our civil liberties are being taken away from us over very, very blind statistics and ratios and things.
And they're not blind. That information is out there. People just aren't looking for it. And I'll tell you, we'll talk about that in just a minute. We've got to go to a break. We'll be back for the second segment of today's Rush Hour after these messages. Please stay tuned.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Want to expand your advertising dollar? Sponsor this or any America Matters program by calling 775-827-8900, extension 2. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second segment of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and I have very special guests with me today, Nicole Grimes and David Murphy of Comstock Distillers, makers of the Frankovich Manhattan. And first of all, let's just real quick tell what that is. The Frankovich Manhattan, it's a pre-made cocktail.
Yes.
And I met you guys. Let's just, go through the history of this. The Frankovich Manhattan, I don't drink brown liquor.
Right.
And I love the Frankovich Manhattan. And of brown liquor, I could tolerate, if I had to, bourbon, and this is bourbon based. But I met you guys at the Reno Rotary. I was going to say Reno Rotary Mardi Gras festivities.
What a great event. That was so cool.
Awesome.
My very favorite ever, and we managed to somehow sneak it in right before this thing hit. Thank God, because I met you guys, and it was the only thing I drank. I was late that day, and got there and managed to get some of the food that all the gluttons had left over.
So good.
And I stumbled past this thing, and it was the bottle.
You told me you didn't like brown liquor.
I don't, and you tried to get me to, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not really a brown liquor drinker. I thought it was whiskey. I thought it was a whiskey shot.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I'm not really a brown liquor drinker, but the bottle intrigued me. And you said, no, it's a premix, and I'm like, and then I saw bourbon. Oh, okay. Your personality is what we just so wow, and here we go.
Cheers.
Oh God. Oh, it's just so, the fact that I can drink a brown liquor and not go.
It's smooth. Huh?
It's so smooth and so.
It's tasty.
Oh God, it is so. And it just makes you want to slither and dance, and it's so good. It's just so good.
So I was told
anyway,
they would buy it for the bottle once,
but
if it doesn't taste good, they won't buy it again.
And
so there you
do
go.
people
It's
tell
the
you
whole
that? Is that what they
package.
tell you?
Yes.
That's the
Oh,
whole
that's
package
cool.
right
That's
there.
really cool. And I want to go a little bit step further. It's endorsed by Snoop Doggy Dogg.
That's right.
And how can you go wrong with that? I mean, my God. And so, and then we just got to talking, and then I saw all these other people coming up, and what really intrigued me was the young ones.
Yep.
These younger kids to me. Everybody's a kid to me. I'm maybe 52 next week. But these younger connoisseurs were coming up.
Yep.
Young students.
Yes, you and our students.
21
which, by the
or
way,
22.
They were over the age.
You have to be to get into the event. Disclosure, you have to be 21 to get into this thing. So everybody was of age.
Yep.
And a lot of them were the volunteers.
They were.
For the event.
We did notice that.
That were coming by. Because this was closed. I mean, this was towards the end of the event. So they were done with their shifts. And that's the perk of being a volunteer is you get to take care of the food and drink.
They kept coming back.
They kept
and there was a lot of booths there.
Coming back. And this thing is all about, it's basically a showcase for the distributors of the area is what Mardi Gras is. So it's mostly wine and beer, primarily wine.
Yep.
Right.
Because all of these vineyards and distributors want to get their product out there to all the drinkers in the area that come to this thing, most of whom are high end.
Yes.
So that they start buying their product in the area. It's a showcase. It's what this is. But these kids were coming back for this thing. And you get these kids at this level, at this classy thing, and you've got something. And then Chris Dare came up. Oh, what position does he hold? He is city council, Sparks City Council.
Yep. Great guy.
Oh gosh, I've been friends with Chris for years.
You introduced us. We talked for 5 minutes.
He came up. I was like, "Oh my gosh, how are you? How are you?" You guys need to know each other.
Yeah, he came back later.
And
we had another conversation.
He was amazing.
And I still need to get him on the show. Haven't had so much has gone on that I just haven't had a chance to circle back with him. And then of course this hits. But I thought, oh, of course, because Chris is he and his wife are such classy people. Of course he likes the Frankovich Manhattan. So I mean, you know. So anyway, just so that everybody knows the genesis of this relationship here, you know, that's what it was. But I love this thing, and everybody should A, try the Frankovich Manhattan, and B, ask your bartenders and all the places that you go to start carrying it. And I have.
Awesome.
And you know, everybody's like, "What? No." Oh, I'm like, "Oh, do you have the Frankovich Manhattan?" And I just ask and drop that.
The thing is that and I used to bartend as well. I mean, shocker. But the thing about the Frankovich Manhattan is that every single bar or establishment you ever go to is going to give you their variation of what a Manhattan is. But you have to understand that our Manhattan is derived back in the 1800s, and this recipe was honed in and mastered by a generation that actually created the initial recipe itself. So if you want to celebrate tradition, then celebrate our tradition, because it was born right here in Reno.
Well, and that's it. And this is the thing. People don't understand. This was created before the state of Nevada.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so, you know, the history is, and the tradition of it is imbued in, you know, in the soil here, in the heart here, in the soul here. So, you know, there's a lot more to it than just a drink.
Yes.
That's right.
You know.
This is from
the Frankovich family.
Yes.
I mean, you know, people know that name, the grill at Quail Corners.
Amazing.
Thank you.
You know.
Yes.
Frankovich Distillers.
Well,
you know, there's a lot here, and I'll have you guys back again so we can have that history. We've got more to discuss than that. So, but I wanted to introduce people to why you're here, what this is, and why it's so important. You know, that I'm discussing this with you guys as residents of the state of Nevada, and what it is that we are suppressing here, and why it's, you know, it's important. It's more than just.
It's from our families to yours.
Right. Right. And I'm technically a transplant, but I want people to understand Reno, Nevada was born May 9th, 1868. Kelly Rush was born May 9th, 1968. This is very personal to me. I was not born here, but I got here as fast as I could.
You did.
You know, I came here to, you know, I had a long distance relationship with a guy. It's always a guy. That's how I landed in Reno. But you know, I came here to visit him for his birthday.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. But the minute I got off the plane and my feet hit the ground, something shifted in me, and I knew I was home. And I didn't, you know, it took me a while to get here. I finally got here permanently. I moved my parents out here in 2002, and I finally got here in 2012. And I didn't know that about Reno until I got here permanently. And when I learned it, my body like physically jolted when I found that out, and I went, So there's some, you know,
gravitational pull.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Reno's definitely a different place. The pride and the love for their state here, it's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, it is absolutely a vortex. Either you belong here or you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, that's the whole point of, you know, why I'm so vehement about certain things, and why, you know, people get a little put off by, you know, my energy and my intensity. You know, people all my life, the word people have most used to describe me is intense. There's a reason for that, and it's all coming to the fore right now, right here in 2020. and I'm only just now learning why myself.
What a crazy year so far, huh?
I've said for many, many years, and I have myself on recorded podcast years and years back, I've been here for 7 years this month.
Nice.
Many podcasts, me saying 2020 is going to be a big tipping point. 2020 is going to be a big tipping point. Now I know why. But, they're just, things are shifting.
Well, there's a lot of decisions to be made in 2020.
Well, there's a lot of personal decisions to be made and a lot of personal accountability that needs to be seen. And with great decisions comes a lot of accountability. And if you're unwilling to accept accountability, then you are unwilling to make the decisions necessary to make those big changes.
And those decisions will be made for you one way or another.
Exactly.
Is what happens.
Exactly.
Right. So, I mean, things are going to be worked out.
Yeah.
The way they work out, and people are in the way or not. It's you know what I'm saying. It's just the way it is.
Either you are part of the decision-making process,
either you're part of the solution
or
or part of the problem. I mean,
and if you're not being a part of the solution, you are part of the problem. Right. So develop your own opinions. Take your own statistics and data into account and form your own opinions without having any kind of social media obstruction.
Well, aren't you an accountant? I mean, I'm
an accounting major at UNR, and the thing about statistics is that you have one stationary variable and then you have one revolving variable. So the thing about statistics is it's very tricky, because if you manipulate your revolving variable, you can make numbers go towards your way any which way you possibly can.
Sway.
Right.
Sway.
Yes.
Right. See, people don't understand how statistics work.
Exactly.
How numbers can be.
That's right.
They're easily manipulated.
Easily. And
take your data.
So are the media around it. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
You have people that are career statisticians.
Statisticians.
Statisticians. making it their opinion.
Numbers
versus
are
yours.
fungible.
Exactly.
Look up that word, folks. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Home at Last opens doors to family, to freedom, to finally making it yours. Home at Last, a program of the Nevada Rural Housing Authority, opens doors to rural home buyers with incomes of up to $135,000, providing down payment assistance of more than $22,000, plus access to our exclusive pet adoption program. From Gardnerville to Fernley to Carson City and even Sparks, rural happens here in every county in Nevada. Learn more at homeatlastnv.org.
I spend a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain, sleet, and mud. In '95, I helped tow your moving trailer. In '05, I helped you get out of a ditch. Yeah, I know I'm a bit rusty, and sadly in '09, it was sparks from me, your handy chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Sparks from dragging chains can start a wildfire. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
If you love them enough to turn off your music,
and pretend like their music is your music.
Ah, this is Mommy's jam.
Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Unable to listen to the whole show? A recording of today's program will be available later today. Visit americamatters.us and click on the podcast link. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second half of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and I have got the two coolest kids from Comstock Distillers. I've got Nicole Grimes and David Murphy, and we are talking about the future, basically. We're talking about the future. And we're in the midst of the end. We're in the end right now of this pandemic thing. I'm gonna call it. I'm just calling it right now.
Tipping point.
Well, we're in the midst of a tipping point in general, but this thing, this COVID thing, I'm going to throw out statistics. We were just talking about statistics, and Nicole made an excellent point that I'm going to repeat. Numbers are manipulable by whoever is the one putting them out. So whenever somebody is throwing out statistics of comparison, let's put it that way,
Right.
not just giving you like straight numbers. I'm going to give you some straight numbers right now. Total COVID cases worldwide, 3.2 million. Worldwide total since the beginning of this thing.
That have been tested.
No, that have happened. Okay. Total deaths worldwide, 233,000. Do you know what the population of this nation, of this planet is? 7.6 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And we've shut down
the world
economy over this.
The thing is that this has been a complete, I would say, and this is my opinion, this is a media fear tactic, because the thing about statistics is that you have one stationary variable and one variable that moves, and you can manipulate every single statistic that you ever wanted to go your direction if you manipulate the variable statistic.
That's exactly right. But it's not the media. The media is just one complicit
small piece
player in it. This is much bigger than that.
Well, the World Health Organization.
No. They're just another player. This is the 1%. This is this 1% they talk about. And follow the money. Just follow the money. Who benefits from this?
Right.
Who's making the money?
So I break it all down. We're Americans. We're free people. A great friend of mine, a very smart man. In America, you have a 0.0079% chance of catching COVID and dying from it. It's up to you as an American.
Wait, what is it?
0.0079%.
Much deeper. 0.000. I mean,
yes.
5 zeros. 5.
So you as an American can decide, I want to stay home, and that's fine. That's great. Or you can decide, I can go out, I can go to work, I can sell my shoes, I can sell my shirts, my pants, whatever.
Or
We are
be your CNC manufacturer. Yeah, do
we
your
are
nails.
free people.
Yes.
But you as a politician is telling me I have to stay home, or I can go to Walmart if it's necessary, but I can't go out in the middle of the lake and paddleboard by myself.
Or go fishing to
It's
provide
time
food
for
your
Or
family.
go play softball with, your
To
kids.
realize our Constitution, what people have fought and died for.
That I'm a direct descendant of a guy who helped create and sign.
There you go. We are free
Benjamin Rush.
people. We are not to be set at home, locked in our houses against our will. Especially with the numbers so low. It don't make sense.
Not only that, here's another perspective on this. Okay, first of all, there's 350 million of us, 536 of them, and then the assorted governors and
the
a
kings
couple
and
of
queens.
whatever.
Right.
Okay, and these are people who collect donations from us to get those jobs,
Yes.
to then take tax dollars from us to pay for those salaries, to make a lot more money than many of us.
Right.
To tell us what to do and then not have a plan to even how to reopen.
Oh, they have a plan.
Here's the thing: is
They're
that
not telling us.
how can you shut down?
No.
Our small
Steve Sissel asked the salons and the small businesses to tell him what the plan would be.
But why are you shutting down nail salons? And part of our family, they are involved in the restaurant industry. And they finally get a foothold. Many restaurants here in the downtown Reno industry, which, by the way, yes, I am a UNAR student. Go Wolfpack.
That's
But
right.
you know how many of our small business owner, restaurant owner, bar owner people that are involved in this, they are losing their businesses, their life savings, and they're
And they're being asked to take loans to hire their employees back.
Exactly, but they're forced to take the loans. They're not asked to. They're
Right,
forced
yeah,
to.
right.
And we're in a position now to where everybody that worked their butts off to get where they're at, to where we were maybe 8 weeks ago, now they are basically being flushed down the toilet for a respiratory disease
Of chest bug.
I feel bad for the people
that-
that are offended, and I'm really sorry for the families that are affected. But let's look at the suicide rates.
Yes.
The families going into debt.
Cancer, car accidents.
Yes.
I mean, it's, and, I just am having a hard time, and the people who have died from this, the vast majority, if not almost all, have been elderly and comorbid.
Well, you have pre-existing conditions,
Mhm.
which Kelly, you and I both share in common. However, I am not afraid of getting COVID. I am more afraid of what our government limitations are going to be set upon us as Americans.
And I have a personal story. I'm not the slightest bit afraid of getting COVID or even dying, because I've almost died 3 times in the last 4 years. Let me tell you, brother, death is not the worst thing that can happen to a person. And I have an ER story. But we have a caller. Okay, who caller? Who do we have on the line?
It's Marcia.
Marcia. Is this Marcia Wiegand?
Yeah, I can't.
Hi, Marcia. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Marcia.
Hi.
What do you have to say about all this?
Oh, now I'm depressed. So, it's such a lot of emotions because when I read the stories,
Honey, can you put it? Hold the phone away from your ear. You're kind of beeping in on us.
Okay, try that.
There you
Better?
go. That's better.
Much better.
There you go.
Okay. When I read the stories and see the pictures of the environment and what's happened since we've all been forced inside, it gives me hope as far as the environment is concerned. I don't want to take anybody's rights away. I don't, so it's a mixed bag for me because I'm a immune compromised person, and I don't want to get sick just because I hate having the flu. I get a flu shot every year.
That's all of us.
But let me ask you something, though, Marcia. Let me ask you something.
I don't want to get anybody else sick.
No, of course not. But let me ask you something. All of a sudden, people suddenly started wearing masks. You know, we've had 60 million flu cases since October. Why weren't people wearing masks before?
I know.
They're suddenly scared now, but they weren't before. So, I mean, it's this fear. The fear is what I'm talking about. It's this overreaction based on this unknown put out by somebody, what I'm saying is just if everybody would just stop and think rather than react.
And Marcia, I appreciate your love.
And I know
for
you,
our
Marcia. I
environment.
love you, Marcia,
So
and
there's
you know
been
that.
so much
I know,
negative
I love you
news
too.
in the media since this has happened. And when I do see the satellite images of Mother Earth healing and getting better from less toxins and pollution in the air.
Mhm.
I love that. So maybe that's something we can learn.
Exactly. Let's
move
take a
forward
break.
towards.
Mhm.
But that says
If there's
Americans
a positive
people,
thing. By the way, I'm not going to listen to you because you've been drinking. So I'm just going to ignore what you say. No, I'm kidding.
We all have, baby.
What's going with that?
Okay, good. But yeah, that's what I need. I think we needed some sort of wake-up call. I think we need some sort of revolution in this country.
Yes.
Yep.
And
we need an
I think this-
evolution.
Yes, an evolution.
It's an
and
evolution.
And evolution that maybe we'll start thinking, hey, I guess we
Maybe
better
we'll
have health care because if my workers are sick, it's been proven, and I hate to say statistically, but there's been research done. If you don't pay sick pay and people come to work sick, you lose more money because
That
then
is
they
true.
get other people sick. Where if you tell them stay home, here's some pay, then you're actually saving money. But it's the greed.
Right.
You know, it's the greed.
It's follow the money.
Greed is
follow
the virus. Love is the cure.
Yes.
Yep.
Good girl.
There you go.
Yay. You said it, Marcia. And
Yep.
I think if we all start thinking that way, instead of reacting in fear and giving in to the sick, the idea that there's even sick, viruses will go away. It's our minds that create the virus. You know what a virus is? All a virus is just a host. It's just a base protein molecule waiting to become anything. And virus is just a thought. It's just our thought creates virus. So if we stop even thinking about sick, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. This was supposed to become a much bigger thing, and we didn't let it.
That's right.
We didn't let it. And they are freaking out. So they keep trying to suppress us by saying more lockdown over nothing. And it's not there. So think about that. I love you, Marcia. And I love you, Jenny Pez Dispenser. I'll talk to you later, honey.
Thank you
Thanks
all.
so much for
Thank
calling.
you.
Stay well. And we'll be back for the third segment of the fourth and final segment of this evening's Rush Hour. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Patterson. I'm the founder and owner of Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists. In Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, we take a comprehensive approach to treating patients with chronic pain in the greater Reno, Tahoe area. We believe in the biopsychosocial model. This means we use multiple disciplines such as massage therapy, physical therapy, behavioral health, and medical treatments to treat your chronic pain. A plan of care is tailor-made for each individual patient. We always recommend conservative care first, but offer minimally invasive treatments when necessary. We are your one-stop shop. If it hurts, we can help. We pride ourselves in providing passionate care and making you feel welcome and understood. We are located in Reno and in Sparks, so give us a call to schedule a new patient consult at 284-8650. Again, that's 284-8650. Or visit our website at nvadvancedpain.com. We hope you choose Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists to be your center for injury rehabilitation. nvadvancedpain.com, 284-8650.
Hi, I'm Kelly Rush, CEO of America Matters Media, here to tell you about Reno Tahoe Mattress and Furniture. They have mattresses and furniture for 50 to 80% less than the big retailers. They sell all new name brand mattresses and furniture from name brand vendors and carry everything from lower end up to luxury brands. Because Reno Tahoe Mattress and Furniture is a clearance warehouse, not a direct retailer, stock is limited and they never know when the next truck will come in. They're open to the public Saturdays from noon to 4 p.m., but availability is first come, first serve. Reno Tahoe Mattress and Furniture is located at 1050 Linda Way, Suite 13 in Sparks, or call Liz for an appointment at 775-790-7521. Get 90-day no interest, no credit check financing with just $50 down. Mention this ad for an additional 5% off. Again, Reno Tahoe Mattress and Furniture, 775-790-7521.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This overload.
Shannon Lawson here. Join us for the Nevada Radio Roundup, Fridays at 2 p.m. A good news variety show all about the local scene. The Nevada Roundup, Friday at 2.
To join the conversation, call 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and I've got Nicole Grimes and David Murphy of Comstock Distillers with me. And we just had Marsha call in. Thank you so much. And she brought up some great points. Just about the clarity of the environment, the air and stuff like that. Just from, kind of lack of energy. And, the earth can take care of herself, as we've seen.
Yes.
Right.
She's built for that. Climate change is not a thing, folks. I hate to tell you that.
Well, it used to be global warming.
Global warming. When I was growing up, it was global cooling.
Yeah.
Cosmic climate change, anthropogenic cosmic climate change is not a thing. This Earth has existed for 4.5 billion years. We little biologic transistors can't do anything to alter its trajectory. Now, atmospherically, obviously, we've seen that we can. Yes.
Right.
That will happen. And when we calm down a little bit, it clears itself out.
Right.
And then we, generate up.
Little rebuild.
It'll, go up, and then if we stop, the ozone layer, it fixed itself.
Right. Who knew?
Remember we had holes in the ozone layer? The ozone layer was a generated thing, and then it stopped, and it's no big deal, okay? We're okay. And the Earth's little atmosphere, it's okay. Stop the fear is what I'm trying to say.
It's going to be okay.
Fear is pervasive, and it causes lots of negative effects to cascade down on our heads. And you know who knows that?
Yeah.
The people with all the money and power over us.
The powers that be.
Okay? And if you don't give in to that, then your life gets a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, once we as a people come together, they keep us divided, right? Democrat, Republican, white,
and Demonican.
Black.
Yes, thank you. That's a good
once we
analogy.
come
left
together
wing,
again,
right wing, same bird.
Yes.
as Americans, we'll be fine.
Right.
Well, and the thing is about fear and hatred, it's a lot easier to breed fear and hatred than it is love and acceptance.
Right.
To accept love and acceptance takes a step of vulnerability and investment, whereas fear and hatred is so easily bred because you never have the power of relatability, and you are faced upon your neighbors with literally limited information and only opinions.
Well, let me explain. It's even it's even easier than that. It's science. It's physics.
Absolutely.
It's light versus heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And lightness is easy to weigh down.
Mm-hmm.
And things like love and acceptance are up here, just on the spectrum of energy.
Right.
And hatred and things like that are down here. On vibrationally, this is just vibrational. And when you like with tuning forks and things like that, if you remember back to science class when you were younger, when you were a kid, this is what they, all life is about vibrational energy.
Yep.
And frequency.
I believe that.
And whether you believe it or not, this is physics.
I believe that.
So
always have.
When you when you start to ascend and get up here, things get better in your world.
Yeah.
And this is where the money is, and this is where the good things are. And like I said, the 1% figured this out a long time ago. 1913 actually is when they started.
Well, and it
Go
doesn't
look.
matter.
I'm serious. Everybody, right now, everybody in the hearing sound of my voice, just go Google 1913 and see what comes up.
Yep.
And then, so when you can weigh that stuff down, it keeps everybody down here. And it just makes it easier to control. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we need to all come together as a population, whether you are Democratic, Republican, Independent, it doesn't matter.
Libertarian, green.
We need to look at the data and not the presented
Isn't
statistics.
well the whole point of all of
come
this.
together.
This isn't about politics.
No.
This has none of this
Nothing
has
to do with
anything to do with our
No.
politics. This is about people. This is
Yes.
about we
Exactly.
the people. This is about life. This is about living for now, today, this minute, because ultimately it's all we got.
Yep.
So figure out right now, what do you want? Period. And that's all that matters. And then start dreaming of it. Start dreaming of the best it can be for you.
You have to foresee it.
Just dream it. Dream it. And don't worry about how you're going to get there. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Just dream it and feel it and go on with your day. Just keep doing what you do.
Well, and two, what can you do for your fellow neighbor? You know, what can you do to support your fellow neighbors? Like we are producing hand sanitizer to be a better support system for our local communities. And we are attempting to be better, not just for ourselves, but for everybody else, because we are in a position to do so.
You're in a position. And see, now that's the key too.
And
you
that
can't,
is the key.
Don't give what you don't have. See, this is where people go wrong. People keep thinking that, well, you know, I've got to give. I've got to do this. You know, but they don't have anything themselves, and then they wonder why they never have anything. So, but they're giving. You know, I've got to give to this charity because they think it looks good. So in some, you know, they've been told in church or whatever, or by somebody else, that they've got to give to get. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
If you don't have first,
yes,
you know, you can't give. So, you know, like when people have a gift, you know, of a skill, of a wonderful skill, they give it away for free. You know, like say they're, you know, like a wonderful IT person or a psychic medium or, you know, whatever.
An artist.
Doctors don't give it away for free. They went to school for X blah, 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 and they charge good money. And then people go, oh, that doctor's rich. What? Okay. But, you know, oh, that psychic wants to charge $65 an hour. But they were given that gift for free. No. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's all about the mindset. You have to look at things a certain way. You know, if you were born with a certain thing, just because you didn't have to go to school for 82 years to learn how to do something doesn't mean it's not worth being paid to do it just because it comes easily to you. Because if you don't have and aren't receiving, it's an exchange. It's all about the exchange, not how many snords you get to do it. For somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You know, people get so caught up in you know, how many this or that they have to exchange to get what they want. It's not the getting, it's, you know, the end result. It's all about the end result, ultimately, not how you get there.
Right.
And we need to learn, you know, we were taught the wrong way because long before any of us that are here today got here, it was way manipulated to get here this way for control purposes. And there's lots of literature on it, but because we don't know that.
The thing is that I was always told we're coming up in the banking industry that perception is reality. Well, in
What's
this
perceived
case,
is believed.
In this case, we as Americans and Nevadans, we are pushed into a position of life where, you know what, perception is no longer reality. Your actions are reality, and that's what sets a tone for who you are as a human being. Give what you can. Don't overgive what you can't.
Right.
But we
and don't let anybody tell you
Exactly.
Please, 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 folks. Forget the fear.
Thank you.
Be yourself. C, just do what you do and be happy about it. Happy is the key. Just, this perception, forget about perception and focus on what your reality is. Don't worry about how you are perceived by anybody else. It's how you are perceived by you is people have gotten so focused.
You can't worry about what everybody else thinks.
You can't,
It's
because
none of your
there's
business.
7.6 billion other.
Be who
So,
you were raised to be.
Do
what you're gonna do.
And
love.
sometimes even who you were raised to be wasn't necessarily accurate either.
No.
So you have to even shed some of that and incorporate, what you have found is correct for you too. And
Like your mother today. I walked her to her car. She goes, "Oh, you're so
So
sweet." I go,
nice.
"That's how I was raised."
Right.
And that's how I
And
raised
if,
my
and if that
6-year-old
work,
son.
if that works for you, that's wonderful. But if you weren't raised in a way that you found to be appropriate today, then times change, and sometimes you have to revise. So
But you can't let today change who you are.
and that too.
Yep.
So it just depends. You had a great family. I know people who did not.
That's
So
true.
so they have had to shed that and incorporate new things. So you know what I'm saying? So it all depends. It just all depends. And we have access to such great amounts of information that you are able now to take that and incorporate and become whomever you want to be.
That's right.
Without fear.
Knowledge
Get rid
is
of
power,
fear.
Nevada.
Yes.
Amen.
Knowledge is power.
Use it to your advantage, not theirs.
That's right.
Let's roll. And have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Happy May Day.
Nevada, love
Happy
you guys.
May Day.
Happy May Day.
See everybody on Monday. May the 4th be with you.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit